Tonight, the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season forecast is out. And at this point, experts are predicting a busy season.
We could be in for a very busy hurricane season this year.
We could possibly see a very active upcoming hurricane season. In fact, Dr. Phil Klotzbach from Colorado State University says this is the highest forecast they've ever issued in the month of April.
At noon, the hurricane outlook is out, and it is being dubbed the most active season ever issued in April.
It's the most active April forecast ever issued.
This is the highest April forecast that we put out.
Forecasters are already predicting this season will be one of the most active in history.
It can become a supercharged season with lots of storms and lots of impact.
The 2024 hurricane forecast could be, quote, explosive.
Yeah, AccuWeather releasing its forecast for the year 2, calling it explosive.
Absolutely, Bernie. It is going to be a very, very busy season this year. We are very concerned about rapid intensification this year.
We're seeing, more and more cases of rapid intensification with Atlantic hurricanes and across the globe. Do you think that is something, rapid intensification, that could be a bigger threat to North Carolina in the future?
The Gulf Coast is more sort of set up for that because storms tend to rapidly intensify early in their lifespan within the first few days of formation. And there may be some signs that rapid intensification is happening a little more often.
So we know there's going to be a lot of storms. We're telling you about rapid intensification.
We've seen a particular concern, what we call these rapidly intensifying hurricanes, where they go from a tropical storm to a category 3, 4, or 5.
And now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right. Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning. CBS This Morning contributor Michio Kaku is a physics professor at City College of New York. Professor, nice to see you. Lasers, really, to change the weather?
That's right. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. We physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts.
Just really an unprecedented event happening here. Yesterday morning, we had a tropical storm Otis. Winds 70 miles an hour as we went through the late morning hours. From that point into last evening, this went from a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm to a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 165 miles an hour. Not only was this rapid intensification, this is what you basically call explosive intensification, just really something you do not normally see. Winds increased 115 miles an hour in just a 24-hour period of time. This ended up being the strongest landfall on the Pacific coastline of Mexico, and this is also the first Eastern Pacific storm to make landfall as a Category 5. So that tells you right there with those headlines, this is one obviously for the record books and will be studied for years to come.
Are these types of hurricanes that seem to come out of nowhere a new threat?
Otis rapidly intensified from a tropical storm to a powerful Category 5 hurricane. Scientists are struggling to figure out how and why they didn't see it coming.
Rapid intensification is a process that these systems undergo that sometimes it makes sense to us. If it goes over particularly really warm waters, that wasn't the case here. The waters were average for this time of year.
Scientists issued their predictions for the 2024 season, which starts on June 1st. And they say there's a 54% chance that the Texas Gulf Coast will be struck by a hurricane this year.
AccuWeather is predicting at least 20 to 25 named storms, 8 to 12 of them hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes, Category 3 or above. Up to 6 of those possibly making a direct hit to the U.S. AccuWeather thinks these 4 regions, including all of South Florida where we live, are in line to see a storm.
And we're also concerned about the United States, this area, Texas coast, Florida coast, and up into the Carolinas. It's been a few years since Texas has been directly impacted by a hurricane, and so we don't want people to become complacent. You must prepare every single year as if this is the year that you're going to be impacted by a major hurricane.
The climate scientists are saying you can't even say new normal because it will keep ramping up, if you can imagine that.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration blames climate change.